It should be a little easier to park in downtown Fargo today after tow trucks and plows did some major cleanup. You can see some people were out rushing to their vehicles earlier this morning to avoid being towed. Public Works crews will be finishing snow removal on the east and west streets between 2nd Avenue South and 7th Avenue North in downtown later this morning. Plows will also drive through the area of 2nd Street up to University Drive. If your car was towed, it will cost you about $100 to get it back. And it is a good morning and should be a good day out there to do some snow cleanup, but then big changes coming, Lisa.
Yeah, we've got a first alert weather day for tomorrow. I've raised that because we are looking at some big changes ahead of us. So be thinking about that as you are making your plans for the week. Today may be the day that you take care of what you need to, because that's going to start changing how it feels to be outside. And we're looking at some snow associated with it too. This is our view outside in Fargo right now. It's pretty quiet for that morning drive. We're looking at decent weather for the morning drive and the afternoon drive. Expect to have some good temperatures, a little bit of light snow that's out there. Not seeing it in Fargo right now, and some light wind. And here's a look at our conditions around the valley. Fargo's at 27 degrees right now. It's 20 in Grand Forks. It's 28 in Jamestown, 21 in Bemidji and Fergus Falls, and Devil's Lake checking in at 23 degrees. A lot of places with some mostly cloudy skies, but there are some spots where we have some clearing, allowing us a view of that full moon today. And a look at our wind speeds. They're light. They are less than 10 miles per hour in most areas. Fargo, one of the exceptions, right at 10. We'll see that wind turn northerly, but it just doesn't really have much of an impact on us today. So here's a look at that radar. Fargo, you can see on the edge of your screen here, is quiet, but we're looking over toward Carrington, Jamestown. Radar at least indicating some snow. I've been looking for some indication of that snow reaching the ground. Haven't seen that just yet, but you may be dealing with a little bit of light snow in those areas, and that's something that will be affecting us potentially throughout the morning hours into the afternoon as this kind of slides its way to the south and east. Mostly though, it's more of a mostly cloudy, quiet day on the horizon for us here. And you can see there's a little bit more snow where that came from, up into north of the border, just to the northwest of the Devil's Lake Basin. So we'll be watching that for you. Quick look at your hour-by-hour planner today. We'll see some mostly cloudy skies. We'll have that chance for a few of those flakes to affect us as we go through the day. And heading into the afternoon, more of the same. More temperatures into the 20s, more clouds, a little bit of light wind again out of the north, but maybe only up to about 15 miles per hour. And then we're experiencing a pretty decent drive home for tonight as well. Temperatures teens and some 20s. It's not until late. We've been talking about this, that chance for some snow starting up in our northwestern viewing area late tonight. This is 7 o'clock. Not really seeing anything just yet at that point, but it starts to dip in closer to that 9-10 o'clock hour where we see this clipper approach, and here comes the snow. So as we head into tomorrow morning, we'll be tracking snow right here on the valley today, in the north especially, and in the east. And that's just the start of those changes we've been talking about. Expect wind and expect colder air to follow. So bottom line is enjoy today while you can before those changes come.
We sure will. Lisa, thank you this morning. It is now 6:53. Now to a story that Valley News Live has been investigating for weeks. In less than 2 years, dozens of Fargo police officers and civilian staff have left their jobs, many of them citing the toxic dictatorship-like work environment. That's their words. It's a story crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley has been investigating, but Valley News team's Aaron Walling explains in studio what's been uncovered.
Since FPD Chief David Cebulski took over in October 2020, 35 members of the department have resigned. In exit interviews that we obtained, many of them cited issues with Cebulski and his leadership. One person wrote, quote, "The Fargo Police Department is in crisis, and Chief Cebulski will not admit it," end quote. But that wasn't the only statement made by former staff members. One wrote, "Chief Cebulski believed that the FPD were a bunch of bumpkins, and that he was here to fix us. And another wrote, "I do not hate the Fargo Police Department, but I do hate the toxic environment that exists within it." In the annual performance review we obtained for Cebulski in November last year, it showed little issues found by the City of Fargo's Human Resources Department. Current officers have told us that there are 6 or 7 officers on a shift throughout the entire city, saying that the usual number is around 12 or more, and that they are drowning in service calls. Since late last fall, some former Fargo police officers have told us they've gone to work for the West Fargo Police, the Cass County Sheriff's Office, and over at Clay County. And at least 3 current officers are telling us that they're looking to leave, but have delayed the move as they state they are worried for the safety of the community with already low staffing numbers. A 20-year veteran on the department also said that Cebulski suffers greatly from a severe lack of leadership, while another officer says the Fargo Police Department and city leadership needs a wake-up call. The backdoor politics and good old boy system has run its course, and we are paying for the sins.
Aaron Walling reporting. According to several sources close to the department, at least 3 more staff members have submitted resignations to the Fargo Police Department just this last Friday. The Fargo City Commission will also be hosting an informational meeting tomorrow. That meeting is set for 11 a.m. in the City Commission chamber at City Hall. City officials say the purpose of the meeting is to provide an operational update on the Fargo Police Department. A top West Fargo city official is behind bars after a domestic dispute at his home over the weekend. West Fargo Assistant City Administrator Tim Solberg was arrested on aggravated domestic violence charges, but he has yet to be formally charged. Police were called just before midnight on Saturday to Solberg's home. When officers arrived, they learned a victim had been assaulted, who was later treated at a local hospital. FPD says as officers were arresting Solberg, he became uncooperative and resisted. Solberg has since been placed on unpaid administrative leave. A 20-year-old man has died after being thrown from his vehicle in a crash on I-94 in Kidder County. That's about 20 miles outside of Medina. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says the man lost control of his pickup yesterday morning while going on some ice-covered roads, forcing his vehicle to flip and land on its roof. Authorities say the driver was not wearing a seatbelt at the time of the crash. The Bemidji Police Department wants your help in finding a missing 15-year-old girl. Police say Megan Barney is a runaway. Pictures up on your screen right now. She was last seen on Friday at Bemidji High School around 2. Barney is Native American, about 5 feet 10, 195 pounds. She was last seen wearing a black sweatshirt, dark-colored jeans, and black and white shoes. If you know where she is, you should contact the Bemidji Police Department. Cyber criminals responsible for the Colonial pipeline ransomware attack have been arrested in Russia. A senior Biden administration official says that a Russian intelligence agency detained a number of hackers and seized millions in assets. The group is also believed to have been behind major ransomware attacks on a top U.S. meat supplier and a software provider. But the attack on the Colonial pipeline led to widespread shortages at gas stations along the East Coast last spring. The U.S. and Russia do not have an extradition treaty, and Russian intelligence has yet to provide information on how the suspects will be prosecuted. Federal authorities have confirmed the identity of a man who held 4 people hostage at a Texas synagogue over the weekend. The FBI confirmed the hostage taker as 44-year-old Malik Faisal Akram. He's a British citizen. One of the hostages was released early in the evening on Saturday. The other 3 were rescued around 9:30 last night when a hostage rescue team breached the synagogue. All of them were unharmed. Akram was shot and killed. Fedex is looking to arm some of its cargo planes with lasers designed to defeat heat-seeking missiles. FAA documents show that Fedex is asking permission to modify some of its planes with the lasers designed to misdirect missiles. The action comes after competitor DHL had an Airbus targeted with a surface-to-air missile just after takeoff from Baghdad in 2003. The FAA must consider whether the lasers would present danger to ground crews in terms of the accidental eye or skin damage. A Milwaukee man is in custody after allegedly shooting and killing an 8-year-old girl on Saturday. Authorities say the 47-year-old man was handling the gun that then went off and hit the girl. This comes on the heels of a $5.5 million safety plan from Milwaukee's acting mayor. After the incident, the mayor released a statement in part saying, if you have a gun in your home, secure it with a trigger lock or in a safe and never handle that gun near a child. Criminal charges for the incident will be announced in the upcoming days. The Betty White Challenge still remains strong, especially as today would have been the TV star's 100th birthday. In honor of Betty, fans are challenging each other to donate to charity for her 100th birthday. The Betty White Challenge encourages people to donate $5 in White's name to a local animal shelter or a rescue in reference to her love of animals. White was a stout animal activist and dedicated to saving endangered animals. She passed away at the age of 99 on December 31st. The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on. We'll have more live up-to-the-minute news and weather coming up for you on the Fargo CW. Otherwise, enjoy that nice weather that we have today and have a happy and safe Martin Luther King Jr. Day.